Now, last time we were here, we were looking at this database table where we were to enter some names. Alright, looking about the design view, and we see the different data points here that we are going to want to use. Alright, so this is a simple example. I already entered one, so let us just now work with continuing to enter just a couple data points in this. One sec. Alright, so as we continue, what we want to look at here, we already entered one person. That's Ludlow Penedo, age 4. And yes, this is just a fictional database, so we're not overly concerned with the validity or seemingly sensibility of the data, right? So let's enter another person. Let's call it Lee Chin. That's not Chin. Lee Chin. And this, let's say, 2 years old, and this person is born 2 years ago, to be 2019, somewhere there. So let's enter this data point. Anytime 2019. 2 years old, a bit earlier. So let's say July 1st. Gender, let's say female. And for package, to populate this data now with this data point, we right click, select insert object, create from file, or go browse. So then we'd go look for some picture files that we could actually insert. 3D objects, don't have any of those. Let's look at pictures here. And let us say we have some of these. Let's select a picture. Don't know what it will be, but let's just select a picture. And this is an example. If I double click on this now, it opens a file. Just imagine that this will be somebody's picture. Alright. Actually, it's a part of an exam I was structuring. I'll just type in the email address as lee@chin.com. Alright. And then come on to the next row and we type in somebody else. Let us say we say Agnes Williams, a year old, and yeah, a year old and a kindergarten. Yeah, very brilliant child, I tell you. Alright, package, let's right click again, select insert object, and create from file, browse, and we select another image. And that's it. Click OK. And her parents' email address would be somehow, let's say agnes@gmail.com. Right. So it's an example, simple example of how we'd enter data into a database table. But what if we want to do something else? What if we want to import some data into the database? We can do an import from a spreadsheet. Alright, a spreadsheet file. So you see me opening a spreadsheet file. Let me see now. Do I have any data here that I can import right away? Let's say I select that one, DB table. So if you notice, there are a few things here with importing or entering data from a spreadsheet. Alright, first of all, make sure the field names are in the very first row. Second, do not put any special characters such as carrots or percentages or so on in there. Just type it as it is, and I recommend no space as well. So for example, type end of term exam. I suggested just end of term exam. Alright, some databases might have problems with an underscore. Underscore meaning that. Alright, so therefore just type it as is, leave it the way it is, and make sure that the data, all the rows as much as possible, and the columns have data. If you say, for example, want to avoid this one is blank, you can simply put null. Click here, null. And that's it, if you don't have any data to put there, right? But don't leave it empty. Not a good idea. So let's put null there for the time being, and let's import this from the spreadsheet. So I'm looking for this database table, the spreadsheet, sorry, to create a database table called database table, a spreadsheet. I can close it. I'll save it. But let's go fishing now for this database. Alright. So Here we are, external data. We have export, we have import. Go to new data source, from table, from file, sorry, select Excel. And now we go browsing, looking for this file. So we're in the documents folder, and where is this table now? Where did I put it? Is it on my desktop? I think it was on my desktop. Here it is, DB table. So I click on the spreadsheet file, select open, and then click OK here. Alright, sometimes what this computer will do, it will show you all the different sheets you have with data. So you can look at the view area, the preview area down here, and select the sheet that you have or that you want to use for your data. And then make sure this option is selected here that says first row contains column headings. Make sure that's selected, then click next. Alright, here is basically requesting which fields you want to import. Do you want to import all three? Which ones you want to import? Well, I want to import all of them. Alright, and I click next. Alright, I don't want access to put a primary key. I will have my own primary key. So, no primary key. Or if you want, you can say choose my own primary key. If you already have one in the spreadsheet, you could select this one if you wish, and then you choose the column that best suits you. Alright, but in my case, I don't want a primary key. Select next, and then I can type the name of it. Let's say this one is called grades. By default, the computer will choose the name for the sheet, that particular sheet. That's why I saw sheet 1 there first. Click finished, and now we are through. And here's the table showing up now with the grade. Same table that we looked at before. Test, homework, and now we have end of term exam, all structured as basically field names. A good thing to do is to go to design view and make sure your data is properly set up. So I want to make sure that these are set to number. I might have a little bit of a challenge here. Yes, right, it will be removed. So here, what is this now? It's 0. It's nothing is there, so I put 0, and that is it. That's the data set. All right, you normally put null when it's text. The data type is text. All right, so let us continue. So that's one way to get data into your database, by importing from a spreadsheet. Let's look at another way now. All right, that other way will be where we want to populate a table by using forms. So for this, you could create at the form section, click form wizard, and then we select the table that we want to work with. In this case, we want to use, let me say grades, because grades is going to be easier, shorter, much better. Right, so we click grades, and then I send all of those across because I want to populate all the fields in that table. Click next. I can just click finished, save myself some time. So here it is. We have 5 records. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now we're going to 6. So the view down here, we can move to the first record, the last record, the previous, or the next record. That's what those buttons toggle for. So we can put, let's say for example, 85 here, for homework 89, and for end of term exam, let's say the person got 75. If they want to create another one, you can click the create new blank record there. Let's say this person is a very brilliant person, they got 100 all the way. Alright, 100, that's 1000. Then let's go another, and this person got 99. Alright, and what you'll notice is that the data is now going to be populated in this particular grades table. When you open it, here's the data. The table now has more data than it had before, because you can use the table, you can enter data manually. Even from here as well, you can enter data manually. Let's say 5, 6, 7. You can enter data manually in the table. You can import data from a spreadsheet or from another database, or you can use forms to populate your table. All right. But there was something else I want to show you about the lookup wizard as a design tool. Let's use this table for an example. And we want to go here. Want to add something. Let's say I want to add nationality. And for this, we want to choose a lookup wizard. I think I need to create the table first for this. You want to refer to another database table. So let me create that table first. My life will be much easier that way. So let me do that first. Create table design, and let me just select nationality here. Alright, text is fine, and let me save it. Save it. Yes, I want to save it, and let's call it country listing, or nationality. Let's call it nationality. Yes, put a primary key in there. Now here is what we have. We have nationality. Let me enter a few. Let us say you're American, Jamaican, Chinese, Indian, European. What else? Let's say African as well. Can't leave out Mother Africa. So these are the nationalities that we have: American, Jamaican, Chinese, Indian, European, African. All right. Now let us work on this database. So what we're going to do now here, nationality, we can call it anything. Nation of origin. Let's call it that. We don't have to have the same name. All right, we don't have to. But then we come here and then we select lookup wizard. And then now the wizard asks us which table we want to use. All right, click next. And we want to use this one, nationality. Click next. And then here is the field we want to use, the one that says nationality. Nationality, it helps us a bit. And then next. And now we're through. We can sort them ascending if we wish. Let's say ascending, make our life a little bit easier. Or descending. Ascending, sort ascending. Then next. And now we're finished. Yes. Okay. Now here is what we're going to do. Now when we close this option, what happens is that we come here to this database, and now we can choose the different nationalities. Let's say African, this person will be Chinese, this person can be Indian. And this is a simple example of how we can actually go about creating our, let me get rid of this, sorry. A simple example of how we can go about creating a pull-down list for our database. This person should be female. So that's simple. We can populate a table. Easy as cheese. 1, 2, 3. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a good day.